What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Keith back with another weekly analysis stock/futures. Today is Sunday, April 19th, 2026. We're finna be looking at the week of 420 through 424, 2026. We're finna do our weekly analysis. So, yeah, let's go ahead and get started. I ain't gonna waste too much time. Give me 1 second, y'all. I think we good now. I think we good. Let me make sure the stream and YouTube video got my audio. Give me 1 second. Cause I am live now, but I also will be uploading this as a video. Soon as I end the stream. So let me just give me 1 second, make sure it's playing the audio. Yeah, it sound like it. What's up, YouTube? Yeah, we good. Alright. Yeah, like we said, we finna do our weekly analysis. First thing first, y'all know what we gotta do. We gotta go over the economic calendar for the week. Here we go. Now, if you want to know where do I get this economic calendar from, I use investing.com. I put it on 3-star news, United States news only. And yeah, that's pretty much how we get it. That's why a lot of times our calendar is shorter than most calendars you see out there. And like I said, it's investing.com is what we use for now. I might start using Forex Factory. I think that's what it's called, that a lot of people use. I just got to get used to it. I think they do theirs based off of folder colors. So I just had to get used to it. That's all. But going into this week, looking at the economic calendar, Monday, April 20th, 2026, we don't really have any major news coming out as of now. Like I tell y'all all the time, always check the news in the mornings at random times, just in case they end up adding some type of event. But as of tonight, Sunday, we do not have nothing scheduled for Monday, April 20th. Okay. Now, going into Tuesday, April 21st, we have 7:30 retail sales, 7:30 core retail sales. Okay. Both of those are pre-market news events. Y'all know we don't trade until the 8:30 mark, so really don't affect us too much. Of course, it's still gonna have some effect on the market once it opens at 8:30. So we give it probably 5 minutes to see how it looks, and then we should be pretty good after that. All right, going into Wednesday, April 22. Only thing that we got scheduled for now is crude oil. Y'all know how I feel about crude oil, man. Crude oil is just hit or miss, man. Sometimes it'll move us, affect our market. Sometimes it don't do nothing but affect crude oil. So, um, I ain't really too scared of that. But y'all know Wednesday is the day that I expect some type of potential pullback, reversal, whatever. Wednesday usually is that day. So be on the lookout for that on Wednesday. Thursday, April 23rd, 7:30 we got jobless claims. 8:45 we got PMI. And yeah, PMI at 8:45. Two separate PMIs, but PMI 8:45. Okay. After that, look like nothing else for Thursday. Y'all know PMI, definitely be on the lookout for that. Be careful. It's after the market opens, 15 minutes after. Might bring some volatility. I do expect it to bring some volatility. So be on the lookout for that. Be careful around that time. Probably around at 9:15, 9:30, maybe be a lot cleaner to trade. But yeah, that's all we got scheduled for Thursday. And then it look like Friday we don't have nothing scheduled, but it is the end of the week. So we do expect the market to try to correct itself and go where it want to go in the first place. So if it was playing around at the beginning of the week and just stalemating or anything, if it really wanted to go make a new high, a new lower low, or go hit a certain zone, it'll try to rush and do it on Friday. So be careful with that when it comes to Fridays. Okay? And so that is the economic calendar for this week. Now let's go look at these earnings for this week. Okay? Give me a second. Earnings. Here we go. It should be up. Yeah, I think it's up. Alright, earnings for this week. Y'all know how, before I even jump into the earnings, uh, it may be some earnings if y'all knew, because I will, like I said, I will be posting this um as a video. So if you never seen how I look at the earnings reports, if you knew, if I don't recognize the name and I say, oh, there's nothing really going on that day, don't be upset with me. If it was a sleeper up there and y'all like, no, y'all, nah, Keith, this stock good. We know this stock good. Go on, throw it in the comments, bro. Like, put me on, you know what I'm saying? Put me on something new then if I skip something. But um if I don't recognize the name and I'm not too familiar with trading it, I'm probably just gonna say, oh, I'm not really looking for nothing that day. So I'm just saying, bro, just don't be trying to get on my head, or you know what I'm saying? Just let me be, let me be. All right. Um. So, looking at the economic calendar, I mean, my bad. Looking at the earnings report this week. Um. Monday. Give me 1 second, y'all. My bad. Give me 1 second. Mm-mm. All right, my bad. All right, Monday, going into this week, Monday, April 20th. Uh, really don't have nothing that I see pre-market. After the close, I really don't see nothing for Monday that I'm too interested in. Going into Tuesday, before the open, I do see we have 3M. I check out 3M. Maybe GE, maybe United Health Group. Um, Really, that's about it. After the close, I don't really look into like Capital One and Discovers and stuff, but maybe Capital One. It's really that it really ain't gonna make me want to look at it, honestly. uh, yeah, really the only thing I'm looking for Tuesday is probably 3M mainly out of everything. Going into Wednesday, okay, here we go. We're getting a little bit more hitters coming through on Wednesday. Um, Before the open, I see Boeing. I don't trade if I be hearing about Boeing. Boeing, AT&T, uh, that's about it. Yeah, Boeing, AT&T. But after the close, here we go. This is what I'm looking for. We got Tesla Wednesday after the close, Service Now after the close, IBM after the close. Okay. Southwest, I don't know. I ain't never checked it out before. Maybe okay. CSX, maybe. I'm not too sure. But those three are the main ones I'm looking for this week, probably. Tesla, ServiceNow, and IBM. Definitely want to see what they'll do. Thursday, going into Thursday, you got before the open, we got Nokia. What else we have? Mm, I don't know about American Express, maybe American Airlines, maybe. Uh, These might be some sleepers. It's just things that I don't really go over. Nokia, American Express, and American Airlines might be sleepers. I just don't really go over their charts though. After the close, we do have Intel. I like looking at Intel, so I'll be checking out for that. Um, Other than that, don't really see nothing. And then going into Friday to finish the week off, we got PNG, Charter. I think that's about it. Yeah, that's about it. That's all I'll be looking. So going into this week is a mixture. It's like okay days when it comes to the earnings, but Wednesday probably the main key day. Wednesday probably the main key day for the earnings. All right. Now let's get into these charts. We took a little time on our earnings, bro. Hold up, man. We supposed to been done with the earnings. All right, going into these charts. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. First thing first. Looking at SPY, we into a new week. Of course, last week we end up hitting all-time highs again. Went up to 712. We were able to capitalize off these loans. I know I didn't. Oh my bad, y'all. I didn't even realize. I didn't even address it. Uh, since the last time y'all seen me, y'all ain't seen me over a week. So, uh, my bad, y'all. I just thought about it. Y'all ain't seen me over a week. I told y'all I took some time off because I was getting some things prepared for the channel. Be on the lookout this week. Be on the lookout. We will be dropping a video explaining them things that I've been preparing and getting ready for. It's gonna be something exciting. So definitely have your notification bell turned on. Make sure you subscribe, follow me on all social media, and yeah, we got some things in store, man. Be on the lookout this week. But last week, even though I wasn't streaming last week to trade, I did capitalize on these loans last week. Um, but going into this week, we had a new all-time high. Market has made a higher high, right? Let me hide these drawings for a second. Made a higher high. At this point, we got one or two things that's gonna happen. Either we start looking for a new low, for potential in either a higher low or a lower low if we want to just instantly reverse this uptrend. Or we can just keep pushing higher. So that's our job to figure out what's gonna happen. Is we gonna keep pushing higher, or will we come back down and try to look for a low? Um, Looking at the weekly, like we said, it's really not too much insight. Can't really jump in based off the weekly because we don't really got any support levels. The last support level to be all the way down here around 628. So that's too far of a stop loss to base it off the weekly. But going down to that daily, did y'all know this is where we like to do our analysis? Looking at that daily, almost not as bad when it comes to where our support levels may be at, like higher lows. Um, but it's still pretty far. Still pretty far. Last higher low we had for SPY on the daily was down here at 676.58. Um, Pretty great ways away. Like I said, we had 710. We closed past all previous highs. We gotta kind of wait on market to either give us a nice pullback or we had to scalp. We like had to go real light in longs because we already at an all-time high. We already at higher highs. So at this point, us buying this high up is a huge risk. It's a huge risk. So we got to kind of play it light, kind of play it smart when we take them longs. Because at any moment it can do is pull back. Any moment it can do is pull back. Looking at this daily though, let's turn these drawings back on. Looking at this daily, man. Like I said, we closed green. We end up leaving a gap. I actually didn't hide this real estate. We end up leaving a gap from Thursday to Friday, daily candle. We end up having a gap there. I did mark out that gap. We want to see how market reacts to that gap. Do we keep this gap here on Monday, or do we come try to start filling it? That's my biggest thing. Do we keep this gap here or try to start filling it? Um, I want to see where we open up Monday. Do we still open up close to that 710, 708 area? Maybe come retest this gap at 705 and then push right back up and start hitting us back up to the highs to see if we can keep going. Honestly, that's really like the game plan for us. Honestly, we want to see how we react when we get to this daily gap at 705.76. Okay, Do we start coming inside and breaking inside, building base to start heading to the bottom of the gap, possibly dropping even further, looking for a new higher low? Or do we come, because we could just not even touch the gap. We could just instantly start making an uptrend and go straight up to them highs too. So many different things that can happen. It's just really important on seeing how we open on Monday. Okay, seeing how we open on Monday. I did take a peek at M and Q. I seen M and Q had gap down, so I am expecting SPY QQ possibly to gap down. Um, possibly gap down. It might not gap down. It might just um open up, midway point of this daily counter. We just have to see what it does overnight. But for me, like I said, I'm looking. My biggest take and biggest look is that 705.76 level. I want to see how we react here. Depending on if we reject it, start making an uptrend, I'll look for the longs back up to 712.39. If we disrespect it and break through and make a downtrend inside of this gap, possibly look for them shorts down to 702 and see what we do at that point. Okay, going to QQQ. Really, I really don't even have to go to the hourly on it because I kind of explained the exact trade that I'm looking for. All right, going to QQQ, pretty much the exact same way as SPY. Also broke out past the all-time highs. We're currently sitting at 648.85. We made a higher high. Okay, so at this point, one or two things what's gonna happen. Either we making a new low, either a higher low to go higher, or we can break, make lower low and start switching back to a downtrend. Or like I said, or we can just go straight up and don't make no type of low and just keep moving up. So at this point, my biggest thing, of course, I want to see, can we build base above that 636 area right here, this resistance level. And I know this probably new to y'all. Y'all probably like, damn, my boy Keith ain't never said nothing about no resistance level, but we know what resistance level is, man. We just don't. We personally, G.F.T fan, we don't really talk about, what I'm saying, trade that way. But of course, it's clear as day is a resistance level up here at the 636 area. Want to see if we build an uptrend above it. We build an uptrend above it, I know, hey, we still trying to push possibly up to them 660, 670 area. Really the biggest key thing, once we get our first red daily candle, how hard do we drop? That's the question. How hard do we drop down when we get our first red daily candle? That's the biggest thing. Okay. That's the biggest thing we want to see. When we get our red candle, do we stay above that 636 level and then, flip back green and go make that uptrend, or do we push below that 636 level and then start, consolidating or dropping down back to the 610 area? Okay. But looking at the daily, pretty much same thing as SPY. We end up left a daily gap here. Left a daily gap right here at, what is that? 644.07. Want to see what it does. Do we close inside? Do we reject it? Start pushing higher? Depending on what we do right there is gonna tell us what type of trade we want to take. Okay. Honestly, and now my bad, I did not say on SPY. We're bullish. We're bullish until the market tells us to go bearish. So we're gonna be looking for longs on SPY. We're gonna be looking for longs on QQQ. But once the market show us signs that, hey, we trying to switch back bearish, like either with a red daily candle or even switching to a downtrend, anything like that, then we'll be looking for them shorts. But right now, candles are green. We're bullish. We're staying bullish until it tells us otherwise. Okay. But same thing like with SPY, I'm looking for this daily gap. See what happens here. Do we, like I said, do we reject it and start pushing back to them highs, and that'll be my target at 650 area? Or do we end up disrespecting it, coming back inside, take them shorts down to 642? Okay, possibly even further if it can keep dropping. All right. Then going to, let's pull up M&Q. Y'all know that's on. We're gonna pull it up on the top still. So let's pull it up. Okay, M&Q. This is MYM. So let's go to M and Q. M and Q. All right, should be. It ain't gonna be exactly like you because of course it's already open right now, but somewhat close to high. Keep looking. All right, looking at M and Q. Come on, let's hide these drawings for a second. What is this? Hold up, what is this? It says what? Y'all know I don't know all these. What is this? I don't know what that was. That little paper clip. Looking at M and Q. Looking at that daily. Did we make that new high? I don't know if we made a new high. I can't. Let me put the mouse over it. 26,859. 26,883. Yeah, so we did. Okay, we made a new high. Yeah, just like QQQ, just like SPY, we made a new high. New all-time high, and it's a higher high at that. So biggest thing is what? Like what I just said with QQ and SPY. Are we gonna keep pushing and still continuing this high? Is we gonna finally get a red candle to start making some type of low? We gotta see. We gotta see. We gotta see. Um, looking at M and Q, it did leave daily gaps, but the gaps are on the actual candle body versus just a regular open gap like with QQQ and SPY. Um, got a nice gap here on this Friday on the fair value gap from Friday, Thursday, and Wednesday candles. We got a nice daily fair value gap there. Could potentially see market if it get a red candle, potentially come down there and bounce. Other than that, I'm more so wanting to see, do we build an uptrend above this? This the resistance area right here. It's 26,510. I want to see us try to build an uptrend above there to continue going higher. Okay. Drawing them drawings back, throwing them drawings back on. Um Also, we end up sweeping that high. That what I meant to say. See, I'm glad I thought about it when I put the drawings on. We swept the high, the previous high, right? Y'all know what's one of the biggest thing I always tell y'all, if we sweep a high or sweep a low, if we don't close past, expect some type of pullback. And that what happened. We end up sweeping the high right here to the left. So we end up closing below. I'm automatically thinking, hey, we probably gonna do some type of slight pullback before trying to retest some highs. Well, that slight pullback was actually a gap down. So it did gap down. Now I'm kind of expecting to come retest these highs. It don't have to though, but I'm kind of more so looking forward to come back and retest some highs. Especially that 26,859 level. Okay, that's what I'm expecting for M and Q. If it don't want to come up there and we do get a red daily candle, like I said, I'll look for it to bounce off these daily gaps at 26,472. If push below 26,338, then that's when possibly them short should be getting thought about. Um Other than that, we could look at the hourly on this since it's already open. My biggest thing I'll be looking for though tomorrow once the market opens, as long as we making an uptrend, I'll be looking to try to just aim for that 26,859 level. As long as we be in some type of uptrend, I'm gonna be in them long. Okay, we not in no uptrend, I'm not in no long. So like, say if it was looking like this right now, tomorrow I'll be looking for them long. Okay, looking to try to come back up to them highs. But other than that, I think that's it with M and Q. Let's go to MYM. MYM. Alright, looking at MYM daily. Let's hide these drawings for a quick second. Daily on MYM, it's moving in the uptrend. We got high, low, higher, high, higher, low, higher, high, higher, low, higher, high. They do have a target high over here at that level. 50,182. Really want to see, can we come up there and take that high up there? That's what I'm looking for. Other than that, really ain't too much to explain with it. I want to see market stay above 48,000. What's this? 48,482. I want to see it stay above there if I want to stay bullish and keep these longs. We can stay above this low right here. I should be okay with looking for longs to come on up here to 50,182, or at least to come retest this high here at 49,924. That's really pretty much it. It really ain't too much. Now, of course, NYM got way more gaps, way more daily gaps. So it's gonna be kind of hard to trade through the gaps, I guess you could say. But you gotta kind of, I don't know. I gotta have like tunnel vision with this NYM, because I can't be looking at all this and letting it confuse me. Just knowing, hey, longs on got me an uptrend and I'm above that 48,482 level. I'm looking for them longs, okay? That's how I'm gonna have to just think about it. Because with all these dang gaps in line, boy, what? It'll have you lost out there. Alright, now going back to our trading view so we can get a look at some of these stocks. Stocks. Some of my biggest, I put them in order for the ones I'm mainly looking for. Tesla, let's go. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's get it. Tesla probably my main one first. Only because I almost can see it hitting that level, but it ain't 100% sure. You know, you never 100%. But looking at Tesla, man, let me go to that weekly. This is why I got Tesla for first. What I'm looking for. Tesla. Looking at that weekly, man, we ended up closing with a solid green counter. Cool, nice. You know what I'm saying? Nice, solid green counter. But look at that weekly, man. What that weekly was doing, it was making a downtrend, right? It was making low, high, lower, low, lower, high, lower, low, lower, high, lower, low. Cool. Now, this is why I got Tesla for my number one. It's cause either way, I feel like it'll be a nice trade. One, if Tesla want to continue to be bullish, the next target is currently at $400, right? The next target is this previous lower high right here at 416.38. So that's a $16 move. Plenty of room to get a nice trade, and then especially if it breaks it, start building a little base, we might see it even try to come attempt to get to that 430 level. Okay. So I like potential longs with Tesla, even though it is in a downtrend. So you gotta still be careful because it's technically still in this downtrend. Okay. Gotta be careful, man. The safer way is to wait until it break that 416, see if it build a base above, and then try to take it up to 430. But I could potentially see it pushing up there, squeezing up there. Now, the other reason why I say I like Tesla, because say if an event that we don't push up there, we start going sideways, market not really moving. And Friday come and it look like we finna close red as a red weekly candle. One thing would be tricky is if we close red and we do leave a weekly gap here, that'll be tricky because we can close red, leave that gap, push into the gap, and shoot all the way up, and that'll make a high, low, higher, high. But even if it does that, I still will be looking for possibly swinging them shorts all the way back down to these lows at 338. Okay, if we get that red weekly candle, I would like to swing them shorts back down to that 338 level. Okay. Other than that, that's pretty much it for Tesla. Now, this is why I said I can see them longs right here. Look at this. Dropping down to this daily, we got a high, low, boom, higher high, uptrend formed on the daily. This whole time we've been what? Making downtrends. We got low, high, lower, low, lower, high, lower, low, lower, high, lower, low. We did get a higher high, but then it went right back. It didn't make an uptrend. Came right back down, okay? So this is our first little uptrend right here. So this potentially giving us signal, hey, we might be trying to come take that 416 level. Okay. So I did put an alert sitting here at this new higher low at 381.80 to see if we can hold it up. So I'm gonna be honest, I'm bullish on Tesla tomorrow, especially tomorrow, to see if we can keep pushing higher. Now it might ping pong between these two daily gaps between 402 and 398. Might try to ping pong between there, even possibly down to 392. But I'm gonna be honest, all in all, I'm more so bullish on this Tesla. I'm really looking forward to go to that 416 level. Okay. So driving down to the hourly, I do see that hey, we getting some pullback right now. But once soon as it start making an uptrend, I'm ready to go back long. Okay, as long as we staying above 381, I'm ready to go back long. Alright. So Tesla, that's my main one I'm looking for. Meta, this is the next one. I know I haven't traded Meta in a little bit, y'all. I'm gonna be honest, this is the reason why I kind of more so looking at Meta. I was a little mad at myself last week, y'all. I'm gonna be honest. Cause guess what I did last week, y'all? Guess what I did. Man, I missed out on my Meta trade. I was looking for these loans last week, bro. I looked for these loans last week. Um, I was like, soon to break this high, I'm gonna take these loans up to this for 660 area. Man, I don't know why I didn't pay attention to down here. It was already in the uptrend, and y'all know once it's already in uptrend, as long as I see a green can, I'm supposed to go long. Man, missed out. That mother pushed up crazy. When it got here, I was thinking maybe it tried to stall for the end of the week, so I didn't touch the loans. Once it got up here, and it did keep pushing, but I was okay with not getting in after that because it was like playing around on Wednesday and Thursday. But going into this week, we end up closing into this daily gap right here. I want to see if we can kind of try to feel it. This what is it, 711 all the way down to 677. I want to see if we can feel it. That's what I'm looking at. Seeing do we want to feel this daily gap? Let me check out that weekly real quick. Looking at the weekly. Weekly, we end up closing past these highs. Yeah, I'm trying to see if we can fill this gap. Come up to that 17 area. Going back to that daily. Biggest thing, we don't have a low, another higher low, until we come all the way down to 624. So that is a big risk. Biggest thing is you're gonna have to sit back. We're gonna have to sit behind them hourly levels and trust these hourly levels to keep this uptrend going. Okay. But it's okay. I don't know. As I'm looking at this metal, I ain't really too much feeling it as much. I still think we probably try to feel that 710, but I don't know if I'm feeling it as much. Going to Nvidia. Nvidia. Same thing. Bullish on Nvidia, y'all. Um, Daily really ain't giving us too much insight. It's just showing that we made a higher high. The previous high that we took was over here to the left. It was 199.92. So I do want to see if we build an uptrend above there at 199.92. That's why I got that white line there. Look at the weekly. The weekly high was 197.62. So I want to see if we can stay above that, for a continuation of upside. Dropping down to the hourly. This is where we would look for them trades. We haven't built that uptrend above. Well, yes, we did. We did make high, low, higher, high. Okay, so we did build one uptrend above 199.92. If we get a green counter, maybe I'll go long. As long as we don't come break this low at 199.47. We break that low though, then I want to see possibly come retest this hourly gap at 198.40. Maybe even come retest this 197.62 and see if we can build another uptrend above to take it all the way back up to these highs at 201. If we just flip bullish right here, then I'll be possibly looking to go up to that 203, maybe even that 205 level. Okay. Now 212, that is a little bit far up there. But we could squeeze, especially if we break above 205 and build that base above. We could squeeze up there, but I don't really see it doing it this week. I see us possibly coming up to 203 and 205 if we want to stay bullish, but I don't see us going to 212 though. I don't know though, because last week we pushed up what from 185 all the way up to 201, so basically $25. So that's right in the range to do so. All right, then going to arm. Arm was like the next one. I think that I was like is decent. Looking at the daily arm, what made me look at arm? I'm trying to think. Think of the weekly made uptrend, high, low, higher, high. I said next target ain't until 183. It do got two. I think it was two daily gaps. I think it was two daily gaps, like a real small one. Yeah, it was this daily gap that we're currently in, then it's real small. Once we break above 169.66 and build an uptrend, I think we're gonna just squeeze real hard up to the 170, 180s. So that's why I liked it. And then it also made a red candle after just making a higher high. So I was like, oh, it's already making some type of low. All we need now is just one green daily candle, and I like the longs back to the previous high, possibly even squeeze all the way up to these 170. So I'm just really looking for a green candle. As long as it stay above 136, I just want to see one green candle, and I like them longs, honestly. I will like them longs. All right. And then really the rest of them I didn't really go over because I mean I looked at them, but I didn't really make a game plan because I didn't really like how they charts look too much. So that is all in all. That is our weekly analysis. If we find some other stocks or anything that we looking for, I might update y'all with a video. So be on the lookout for that, man. Like I said. And before I go, I want to stress again. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. Make sure y'all follow me on social medias. I think, of course, y'all know this Quisetrades for YouTube. Should be Quisetrades on TikTok. And then I said follow me on Instagram. If y'all just want to follow me on Instagram, but that ain't got nothing to do with no trading. But but if you want to follow me on Instagram, it's the real keys though. Um, but yeah, we got some special stuff coming this week, man. Y'all be on the lookout for that. Also, I do want to make this. Do I want to say it now? Or I might just put it all in the video. Yeah, I might put it all in the video. So y'all be on the lookout for a new video. Turn the notification bell on. And yeah, I'll see y'all in the next one. Your boy Keith is out. Peace.